Solo here, K0FYR Mike in Colorado. Today is the big day. My IC-7300 is on the UPS truck out for delivery, and I am waiting for it so I can install it here in the ham shack. This has been kind of waiting on this for about a month. I took my general exam in May and passed and got my general license, and I ordered that 7300 maybe a week later, so I've been waiting about 4 weeks. It's now June the 8th or 9th, actually. I don't have the date in front of me. And in that time, what I've done is I have installed a digital SWR watt meter from MFJ, and that's model 849, and I'll have some pictures of it here in the video. And then as well, I also went and installed a random wire antenna up in the attic, and it is a end-fed bullet from Palomar Engineers, 71 feet, and it is stretched out through the attic. I've got two basically the rubber tie downs like you'd put in the back of a pickup truck on each end to distribute the weight back and forth. And that antenna coax runs into a new LDG remote tuner. I think the model number is RT100. I'll have a picture of that also. And then there's about a 50-foot section of coax that goes from the remote tuner to the remote controller that's sitting on top of my SWR meter. And I'm feeding in my regular Kenwood VHF rig goes into the SWR meter, and it's RG8U cable, and then it's a RG8X, I believe, that's coming out of the remote tuner down to the remote controller, and then that goes is wrapped around a toroid as a coax 1-to-1. There's a 9-to-1 up in the attic, but there's a 1-to-1 toroid down here that's wrapped around. That's all part of that Palomar Engineer picture that I'll put in here for you. And along with that, I have the jumper ready. It's sitting here on the side, and I just need to put the 7300 in when it shows up. And so I'll do a fairly quick unboxing video. I mean, it's a brand new radio. There's a lot of parts and things that go along with it. And so I'll do an unboxing of that 7300. I'll have to check out the power cord, but I'll put some power poles on it if it doesn't have it. And then all I really need to do is put the grounding strap. I have that waiting. I got one or two sitting here. Probably just be able to do a 12-inch. So I got a 12-inch grounding strap that's ready for it. I've got the grounding bar back behind the desk. I'll hook that up, put the power poles into the spare spot that I have on that Jetstream 30 amp power supply. Hook up my coax from the RC100 controller, and should be ready to go. And really looking forward to it. First time I'll be on HF. And so that random wire, I did get a NanoVNA. Actually, I didn't do a video on that. I'm sorry. So I got a NanoVNA in, and I actually ran some sweeps. Following Smokin' Ape's website. He is, I think, one of the top of the NanoVNA people that do videos. And so following his recommendations and him doing a video with Jason, Ham Radio 2.0, I followed their recommendations. I ran my sweep. All of it was about what I thought would happen with the random wire. So I'm looking at SWRs between, say, 2.5 to about 3.5 or 4, and that's going from the 80 meter band all the way to the 6 meter band. So all of it's tap dancing right around a 3 SWR. And so I'm not expecting the IC-7300's internal 3-to-1 to take care of that, but I figured that with a random wire. That's why I got the external tuner. It's a 10-to-1 LDG tuner. And so I shouldn't have a problem getting it to match, the impedance, and then put out signals. And And I don't know what it'll be like, with it being horizontal up in the attic. We'll see if it ends up being invis or if I can do distance or whatever. But I'm just waiting for all that to happen and see what transpires. So let me see if the radio has come yet, and then I'll record an unboxing video, and then start setting the thing up in the shack. So stand by, and I'll add more to this video as it happens. Thank you. All right, this is a voice memo recording over apparently my video because it didn't record any audio. And so this is the antenna system that I put up in the attic. It's the Bullet antenna system, 71-foot end-fed antenna, random wire from 80 meters to 6 meter. It includes the 9-to-1 un. You can see there with the isolator on the end of the wire. And then there's a 50-foot section of RG8X coax. And then there is a toroid that you would do a 9-to-1. I did attach 3 counterpoise to that nut there on the side. They're 32 feet long each, and they extend out in different directions in my attic on the just laying against the insulation. And then this has a piece of jumper that'll attach to that 239 there on the bottom, and that will run to the actual remote tuner that's up in the attic. And so the remote tuner has 2 attachment points. One is going to be for the jumper there. It's on the left, says antenna. And then there's the radio. That's where the 50-foot section will be attached to that 239 is on that radio. I did run a grounding wire from that ground lug, and it goes down into my basement area where I had that rod and the single point ground that you've seen before. And then that 50-foot section goes to the toroid wrapped around choke, which feeds into the back of this controller that's sitting on top of my SWR meter. And so that whole system set up in the attic, 71 foot of the end-fed, plus the 3 pieces of the counterpoise that are 32 feet long each in different directions. And then that goes down after it hits the remote tuner down to the remote controller that's down here in the shack. And so as that remote controller piece is sitting there, you can see on top of my SWR meter. And so there's a jumper that comes out of the remote controller and goes into the HF section of this tuner. And then I have a jumper from the tuner, or the SWR meter, that's waiting for the radio to come in. My Kenwood sitting there on the right, you can see that. There's RG8U that comes into this SWR meter with a jumper from the SWR to the Kenwood. And so it can run 2 radios at the same time. You can see the switch there on the top, HF, VHF, and UHF. And so it can run 4 different 239s can go into that SWR. And so I ran the antenna wire itself, the RG8X, through the SWR meter, through the controller, and through the remote tuner up there to the 71-foot random wire on this NanoVNA. And I ran a sweep using the NanoSaver software on Windows. And so once the sweep was complete, then I got the data from that. I figured it being a random wire, it was going to be off. You can see here where I've got the red triangle, the green triangle, the dark blue triangle, and then the kind of aqua triangle. Those are representing the 80, 40, I think 15 and 10 meter bands. I don't have one on the 20 meter band. It wasn't too bad, but I just don't have that one set. And so I was getting anywhere from, I think the lowest that you have there with the triangles is going to be about probably close to a 3, maybe 2.9. And I think I'm going to zoom in here in just a second. And so about a 2.9, I guess, for the 80 meter. And then it goes up to almost a 4 for the 40 meter. 20 meters sitting around the same, about 2.8. 15 meter is at 3.75-ish. Same with the 10 meter. 6 meter all the way on the right, if you can see that, SWR was like a 1. So 6 meter was good. You can't really move it over, because if I move it over, it's going to throw off all the other points. And so that's why I got that remote tuner, which is a 10-to-1. So it'll take care of, none of them are over 4. And so the internal tuner may have obviously some hard time with them, but the external remote tuner 10-to-1 is not going to have any problem. And so I'm looking forward to that and seeing how that tuner matches the impedance between the two, and how it helps the SWR when they get a chance to get the radio in. I thought the FedEx guy was here, apparently not, and so I am just, or UPS, excuse me. So I'm just waiting for the UPS guy to show up, and then I am going to do the unboxing, and we'll get to installing that IC-7300. So appreciate it. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you get notified when I send out new videos. Like it if you find some valued information, and more to follow as soon as I get the radio in here. All right, thanks.
All right, here is the ICOM 7300 in service and working. I've used the remote control tuner. Been checking the SWR. Everything seems pretty good. I got to talk to Arizona today from here, Colorado, and I talked to Garland, Texas a little bit earlier. So looks like it's in place and it's working properly, and I got it grounding strap set and the mic hooked up, and I think also all the cabling set in place. At first I wasn't sure if it was working or not, because when I would key up, the SWR wasn't hardly moving at all, but when I spoke into it is when it would actually move. And so I don't know if that was my misunderstanding or what have you, but once I started to broadcast, then I would see the SWR change. And so that might just be a function of the sidebands, because it doesn't have a carrier frequency. So that's something I'll look up here after the video, but just wanted to show you it's in place. Got the screen set up, can hear them talking. This is about just after midnight on the 80 meter band. So until next time, I guess that's going to be the Ham Shack install video. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when I post new videos. Hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Ham Solo K0FYR.